Okay, good evening, Bhante and all Kayana Mita Sukiotu. I am Brother Lin and welcome to the Sutta discussion day 118 by Bhante Dr. Kanko Dawila Chandima. And this is the sixth class of the Girimānanda Sutta with the topic, the perception of giving up or pahāna. So the Girimānanda Sutta is the 11th Sutta that had been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this Friday's Sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante had discussed about the Mangala Sutta, Latana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalovada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Sabbasawa Sutta, Pattakama Sutta, and Pattamasamasivi Sutta. Alawaka Sutta, Tajaka Sutta, which Bhante have been elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Amagadana Clan Facebook page and YouTube channel. And we have uploaded the previous classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers. Therefore, whoever that wish to join the class will Zoom, where we can engage directly with Bhante, can contact us on Ti-Ratana Amagadana Facebook messages or WhatsApp. Our speaker, Bhante Dr. Kanko Dawila Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Study, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachunlalongkorn, Rajavidyalaya University in Thailand. Bhante is a senior advisor to Patisotta. Patisotta is a virtual Dharma organization that helps beginners as well as expert students in learning the Dharma in Pali class, Sutta discussion class, Dharma talk, and variety ways. So you can check on the Patisotta with the link www.patisotta.blogspot.com or can follow Bhante from Patisotta Facebook account. From 2012 to 2016, Bhante served as a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia, Vancouver, Canada, and in 2016 was a research fellow at the Center of Religion and Society of University of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Without further ado, we welcome Bhante and as always, thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, brother. Brother Lim, I can hear my voice. Okay, good. A very good evening, Dhamma friends. Welcome back, as Brother Lim mentioned. So we are going to conduct Sutta discussion day 118. Before we get started, shall we pay respect to the Buddha? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu Samma Sambuddhassa. Right. Today we have Brother Lim, Sadhris, Kim, Nai, Cheng, Kelvin, Barbara, Ang, Samantha, Lily, You Only, Emma, Chichako, Harina, Cindy, TC Lim, also Annie, JB. Welcome everyone. And as you know that we've been discussing Girimānanda Sutta for a couple of weeks. As Brother Lim said, today is going to be the sixth class of this Sutta. Overall, 118, and it's the sixth class. I wonder whether you get some time to read this Sutta during the week, or we just jump into the Sutta today, on Friday itself, and then think that this is going to be too complicated sometimes. It's not a complicated Sutta, it's very strategic to understand the context. All right. Today we are going to discuss the fifth sanya, I think. So let's take a look at the text here. So we discussed the first sanya. It's about anicca sanya. Katamachananda anicca sanya. We said anicca means change, good and bad change. And then we discuss not self, anatta sanya, the second sanya. Then we discuss about asubha sanya, unpleasantness, number 3. And then we discuss drawbacks, adinava sanya. Now today we are going to pahāna sanya, giving up. Okay, so the English translation is kind of what you call missing the overall translation for the Pali text. So we are going to look at the Pali text over here. Okay, Katamachananda pahāna sanya. I would like someone to read this part. If anybody would like to read the Pali text, this is your chance, opportunity. Please go ahead. You can raise your virtual.
I think I try. Any Paduma
Yes, please.
from Katamachananda?
Yeah, from here.
Okay.
Perhaps from here. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe up. Yeah.
Up to Nadine Navasiti. Okay.
Yeah, we'll give the chance to another person too.
All right. Katamachananda pahāna sanya.
Pahāna sanya.
Pahāna sanya. Idananda bhikkhu uppanang kama vitakam nadivaseti pajjahati vinodeti vyatikaroti anabhavang gameti uppanang vyapada vitakam nadivaseti paha.
Uppanna what? Uppanna. I think you are here, right? Maybe somewhere here, right?
Okay, so you want me to start there again? Uppanang vyapada vitakam nadivaseti pajjahati vinodeti vyatikaroti anabhava vyantikaroti anabhava gameti.
Okay, interesting. And the next part, maybe somebody else who would like to read that part. Okay, Kim, please go ahead.
Bhante. Uppanang vihimsa vitakang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti upanupane papake akusale dame nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti ayang vuccatananda pahāna sanya.
Okay, interesting. Great.
Yep.
Right. Let me read too. Katamachananda pahāna sanya. Idananda bhikkhu uppannang kama vitakkang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti uppannang vyapada vitakkang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti uppannang vihimsa vitakkang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti uppanne papake akusale dhamme nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti ayang vuccatananda pahāna sanya. Okay, so pahāna, as we understand, pahāna means remover. Let's say it's like removal. Yeah. Are we supposed to remove certain things time to time? Or are you a stock piler, in the house? Sometimes there are people who want to get rid of some, but still they cannot get rid of those things. Some of the rooms are full with all these past stuff. Right? They are stockpiling. Sometimes they are hoarding the stuff, hoarders. Sometimes they are professional hoarders. Professional hoarders. Why is it? It's very difficult for some people to get rid of some stuff that they used 30, 40 years ago. They want to keep it in. But those rooms are packed with those things. Nobody can use, nobody can sleep. And they also don't want to open the door. And they are saying, we have ghosts in our house. Yes, you made that room a place for a ghost because you are not opening that door. Normally we understand when you are not opening a door in the house, that place is free from the human habitat, right? So, pahāna, we understand, removal is very important. Why? Time to time, we need to remove things in our life. But we have to be careful. We are very grateful people, right? We are supposed to be. We cannot remove people. But the Buddha told us we need to cut connections to unwise people, right? There's a certain removal that needs to happen. Now, I'm trying to make a background to this pahāna sanya, and then we will talk about pahāna sanya. Pahāna. So, it's very important to organize our life materially, physically. That's the number one thing in our life. Because if we don't organize our life, we will not be able to practice our Dhammacaya. Right? Very difficult for them to practice it. Then that's the point where there are people who are growing like this. Somebody who is a heavy smoker is telling someone, hey, don't eat a lot of sugar, You have one problem in your hand and you are talking to another person, hey, quit having sugar, too much sugar. But you are a heavy smoker. You are a tobaccoholic person. But you are telling somebody to get rid of the sugar, So it's kind of funny and ridiculous. But anyways, we are looking at our life from a Buddhist point of view, where we need to organize our life. In that organizing activity, we need to remove unnecessary things. Do we have sentimental things in our houses? In your houses? What are your sentimental things? Please tell me. What are they?
Photographs, family photographs.
Photographs. Okay. Then what else?
Our hobbies, like stamp collecting, Bhante, notes and coins.
Stamps.
Yes.
That's a very old hobby, yeah? Nowadays, we don't find people collecting stamps. Anyways.
Birthday covers, which I have stopped.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah. What else?
Books, Bhante. Books,
Books. Books, what books are they?
literature, religious books, the autobiographies of great people.
And what else?
Clothing.
Clothing. That's a very difficult thing. Because every time you go shop and then you feel you want to buy new things. But there is no more room to put them.
Those that don't fit you, but you still don't want to get.
Get rid of them, right? Because you're thinking how much you spent and how difficult was it to go and then buy them. And maybe the place you bought them, maybe the person who bought that for you. And there are many things involved, I think, in the clothing experience. What else? Books, clothing, hobbies, and then
Those craft work that we have done, like quilting or this and that.
craft work,
Yeah.
artwork, craft work, and then what else? What are the things that you are keeping very sentimentally in your life? Not necessarily the house, even. Maybe it might be mental baggage, vijnana baggage, mental, sankara baggage, sanya baggage. You carry wherever you go. Memories with people, right? Then people say we have to cherish the memories. And what else? Are you carrying negative experiences that happen with other people in the many past, 10 to 20, sometimes 30, 40 years ago? They are not supposed to carry them, but some people, they involuntarily, they carry. When they carry those things, time to time, those things,
To not carry.
how not to carry?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to talk about. I'm trying to dig into them and then, go into that place. Yeah. First, we have to understand what are these things, and then we'll talk about how to dig into these things, how to do the necessary thing.
Bhante, growing up
Yes.
memories among siblings.
Those are very fondly memories, I think. So negative experiences, good experiences. Then a lot of things. We don't have time to talk about all these things. Lots of things we are willingly, unwillingly carrying. But then what is the importance of removal? Pahāna. Why is the Buddha talking about removal? How is it going to fit in with our Dhamma practice? Now the Buddha is talking about akusala, unwholesome type of removal. Now say for instance, if you are concerned about Dhamma, how to bring the Dhamma knowledge that you are gathering from Dhamma talks, books, maybe digital platforms, how to carry out. What is the Buddhist idea to carry lots of knowledge every day? Long time ago, if somebody is memorizing a sutta and then talking the sutta and then memorizing and then sharing the sutta, it was a very big experience to others. But as time passes by, now a lot of opportunities are there for accessing the sutta and then those Dhamma things. It doesn't seem to be that much, weight at that. The Buddha said in one sutta, Alagadupama Sutta, that Dhamma is not to carry. It is to make use and then to properly practice and make you a person of that growth. So that means you are not supposed to carry the Dhamma, rather than apply it and become the better version of you because of that experience. I mean, if you look at other religions, they are talking about transcending with the self of the God. They're talking that you are transcend your self, and then you are going to transcend yourself. Thereby, you are tapping into the God self. Hinduism and other religions. In Buddhism, we are not transcending to the Buddha's self. Buddha said you can't transcend by transcending into somebody else's self. You have to transform yourself. So he said in the Alagatthapam Sutta, nobody is supposed to carry Dhamma as a very heavy knowledge. What are the signs of somebody who has lots of heavy baggage like Dhamma? How does someone carry Dhamma as a heavy baggage? How do you recognize that kind of person? Someone who is overly opinion, probably over opinion about Dhamma. Over opinion. Nowadays, it's a big issue, right, in today's world. The modern generation does not want to accommodate things, and they are over opinion. Something to say about it. It's our freedom, privacy. In the same way, the Buddha said, don't carry the Dhamma just as a mere knowledge. It doesn't matter how much Dhamma you know. What matters is that whether you are able to incorporate that particular practice into your journey. So that means we have to unlearn some of the unnecessary knowledges time to time. Unlearn, not learn, unlearn. What is this unlearn? Unlearning process. What is this? Is it important for us to unlearn certain things? Unlearn means, let me write that for you, the chat probably. Unlearn. Now we all supposed to learn, right? This one is unlearn.
Unlearn so that we can relearn.
Yeah, one part of it is that we need to unlearn so that we can learn. It's one part. But most of all, according to the Buddha, that Dhamma should not be kept as a learning itself. Because then what will happen is that we will develop a certain clinging to the knowledge. How do we know that? We might think that I know better than all of you. I know better than that person. This is also kind of a clinging, kind of lobha in a way. We don't call it Dhamma lobha, but it's a kind of greed thinking. So then removal, this pahāna is very important. That means time to time, like how you do in your house, time to time, what you are doing. Every month you are going to get rid of certain things from your house. Then you are telling your loved ones, hey, don't bring anything. My house is full of stuff because I don't have places for your stuff to put up, right? Nowadays, it's a problem, right? There are people who want to bring things to your houses, right, time to time. So you may need to think that how to declutter my house, how to organize my house. So every month, maybe every year, you are trying to get rid of certain things. So removal is very important. But we are not removing from people who have been grateful to us. But this is how we are going to look at this pahāna sanya at the material level. Now we are talking about pahāna sanya in terms of the mental level. Okay, so let's see. How does pahāna sanya work? What is this removal? The perception on removal. What to remove? There are a couple of things to remove. How many things are there to be removed? Kama vitakka has to be removed. Number one. Then, what is the next one to be removed? Vyapada vitakka supposed to be removed. What is the third one to be removed? Vihimsa vitakka supposed to be removed. Okay. You can see Kama vitakka, then Vyapada vitakka, then Vihimsa vitakka. But this removal is not a single activity. It involves certain actions. Right? Now you might think I will get rid of this very fast. No, it involves a couple of actions. The process you can see, number one, nadivasi. Number two, pajahati. Number three, vinodi. Number four, byanti karo. Number five, anabhavana. Removal involves 5 actions to be done. Okay. But I think most, before we get into this five layered removal with regard to our, what do you call, akusalas. Basically, these are the main akusalas that we are having. If you look at 10 akusalas, but when you, what do you call, nail down to this kind of a list, you will see this three heading. Before we get down to this 5-tiered removal, we need to understand what is a vitakka. Because you see vitakka here, see? Vitakka. Vitakka. Again, vitakka. We have to understand what is a vitakka. Then we will come down to this removal. And I will also answer Kim's question. He asked how to get rid of the sentimental stuff. I don't think that you have to remove sentimental stuff all the time because they are precious memories. But sometimes there are things that are unnecessarily kept in your house. You are not even having some space for you to live. At that point, you are thinking, this is not necessary to keep in my house at this point. Maybe you are going to give it to somebody. You are going to look at that. But there are some other people who are even piling a lot of unnecessary things in their houses. That's going to be very unnecessary. Okay, so what is a vitakka? Pali word vitakka. Have you ever heard this word before? It's Pali word. How do we understand this Pali word? This vitakka.
Applied thought, thought,
Huh?
sustained thought, applied thought.
That is a contextual translation of vitakka. I think you know when you come to OPRC class that I always say that every Pali word has two meanings, literal meaning and contextual meaning. Now, vitakka's one contextual meaning is this jhana practice, reasoning.
Reflection, how about reflection?
Yeah, it's not reflection. Reflection is paccavekkhana. That's a different context. Actually, reflection is an informed activity that you have to do it. But vitakka is an automated activity. So we have to understand that properly. Wise attention, what do you call reflection? They all are wholesome activities you are doing, with effort. So then, what is vitakka? There are so many suttas in many nikayas that go by vitakka. So I think it's very important to understand this vitakka. Anybody else? That's why we came here, right? To learn from. Interesting. Okay. So understanding vitakka in the first place is very important to talk about how to remove the bad vitakkas, right? Unwholesome vitakkas. If you don't know what is vitakka, then we can't go to that level. Vitakka in what you call is what helps chitta to take the object. Now you know chitta, thought. Chitta is a thought. But chitta cannot take the object, rupa, sight, sadda, sound, then what do you call gandha, smell, rasa, what do you call taste, and pottabha, touch, then dhamma, thought, right? That is a different level of thought, coordination level of thoughts. Chittas cannot take thoughts without the support of the vitakka. Every chitta must be supported by vitakka to take a thought. That means vitakka helps chitta to navigate the object. Does it make sense? Then another Pali word that is a part of this automation process, cognitive process is vichara. Maybe I'm going to write it down here. Vichara. This is also followed by vitakka's functioning to the chitta. Now, when vitakka helps chitta to navigate the object, then now chitta took the object, but it's just is it just enough for the chitta to take an object and then just stay alone? No, chitta wants to stay in that particular thought. So then chitta needs another activity, another support. That support is vichara. Vichara means the chitta gets the anchoring part. Chitta is getting the anchoring part of that particular object because of the vichara. Let me give you a very simple example. You think about a tripod. tripod and a phone, different tripods now, right? So we know the phone's activity. Phone itself does so many things. But if you really want to mount it somewhere, you mount the phone on the tripod, then you understand this tripod is the vichara. And phone itself, if it is working, will function very well, is going to be the vitakka. So then vitakka, vichara are two automated activities of the functioning of the chitta. Does it make sense? That means vitakka, vichara are automated activities within the chitta's internal process. Now we go to Sumita's understanding about, recognition about jhana. That is a different contextual meaning of vitakka. What does it say in the jhana process? When someone is entering into jhanas, first, second, third, fourth jhanas, jhana means, what does jhana mean? Jhana means, what does jhana mean? You are trying to, jhana means you are trying to burn these akusala, unwholesome thoughts on a temporary basis. So in that process, what do you call, viviccheva kusalehi, vichakamehi, jhana. That means when someone is trying to avoid from akusalas and when someone is going to avoid karmas, at that point, the person is going to the first jhana. When someone enters into the first jhana, still vitakka vichara operate. But when that person is advancing in the jhana practice, that person is entering into second jhana, vitakka vichara disappear. Why? At that point, thought process is impeded by other spiritual activities. That is the context of jhanas. But we are not going to talk about that kind of a context today. We are just trying to pick up the basic meaning of vitakka. What are the suttas about vitakka? There are many suttas about vitakka, right? Now, one sutta is Majjhima Nikaya's 20, MN20. MN20, the sutta's name is Vitakka Santana Sutta. Vitakka, what is Santana? Santana means shape. Are we very familiar with the shape of our thoughts, which have vitakka vichara lying within inside? If we really understand the shape of our thoughts, then why are we struggling with akusala thoughts time to time? And we understand that this is the akusala thought that I've been having in my life. Right? So this Vitakka Santana Sutta teaches us how to take care of our vitakkas. Not even it becomes a part of the thought, a chitta. Now Buddha says there are 5 things someone can do. One by one, if the first one doesn't work, can go to the second one. Second one cannot work, go to the third one. If third one cannot work, go to the fourth one. If fourth one cannot work, then go to the worst case scenario approach. Normally it was given to a monk, actually. You don't have to be worried about it. The Buddha asked monks to think about this way. If you are having a hard time with regard to any unwholesome thought process, let's say you are coming up with a lobha, maybe a dosa, maybe greed or hatred or any delusion, at that point, you can try changing the object of the chitta. If the object is coming from akusala, you can change it to kusala thought. That is something you can do. But you think that can everybody do this all the time? What is so oftentimes happening is that many people are taken away by the object. Let's take an example. There are 2 people, person A, person B. Person A also has a negative experience with somebody. Person B also has a negative experience with somebody else. But person A can let go a little bit more. Person B cannot let go that much. So then, how does the sanya, maybe the bad experience, works for these two people, first person and second person? For the first person, it can be a certain mild experience. But for the second person, he or she cannot get rid of it. Always, when that bad experience is arising, this person is trying to, or maybe going to struggle a lot. Right? So, it is easier than said, but that is why the Buddha said, for somebody who is really understanding and on the path, Dhamma path, can actually use this first methodology. That means whenever a certain akusala thought comes to that person can change the object of that akusala thought into a kusala thought. Can you change the akusala object into a kusala object right away? How do it, if so?
I think it's easier during meditation, Bhante, not in the
No, we
real
cannot sit
life.
down and meditate all the time.
Yeah, that's a
We cannot do that. We are in the normal life. Our meditation has to go to our normal life. So, I mean, is it very easy for us to change? I'm asking a different, very interesting one. Can we change the akusala object, bad experience, maybe a temptation, maybe a distraction, whatever the akusala object, into a kusala object right away? Right away.
Yes.
When that hits
Sometimes
us.
With mindfulness, awareness.
Say, for instance, now you are having a good dinner, probably you had. So just before you are going to finish this sumptuous dinner, and somebody is coming up with a nice dessert. You are done with your dinner, but still that person is bringing that dinner. Something you may call it. Now there is a certain temptation. You are done with your dinner. Plus, maybe you are not supposed to eat this particular dessert. But what is happening when you see the dessert part? Sometimes there is a certain temptation. So how to change this temptation into a kusala object, kusala thought? I'm asking a very practical question. Because there are a lot of people who are not eating, but struggling a lot within inside. Oh, I couldn't eat this thing today. They are struggling a lot. Then they are creating some hatred as well. You are not eating it, but not with some understanding why I didn't want to eat it. But there are people who merely walk away from that experience, but later on they are struggling a lot. I could have eaten that. I could have experienced enjoying that. But if could have, should have come, then you are creating some self-hatred. You did it properly, but then you didn't know why you did it. You always think, I should have done it. So that means we should have a healthy way to manage this changing from akusala object to the maybe akusala way to the kusala way. Now, how to do it? Maybe you are going to look at why you are not supposed to have it at that point, if it is not necessary to have it, right? Say, for instance, a bad memory is coming to you, a very, very long time memory. Then how to change this bad memory into a good memory, kusala memory? The bad person also passed away already. The person who did that also passed away 20 years ago. But still, for you, it is a bad experience. How to immediately change this to a good kusala way of looking at it? Sometimes the bad experience is there, but we look at it with a kusala experience. You understand, okay, this person must have done it without learning Dhamma. Maybe I have to practice some forgiveness. Right? I should not go back to this past. So there are a lot of things that you need to use at that point immediately to change that way of thinking. Sometimes akusala experiences are inevitable, but you are the one who is changing the way how to look at it. Sometimes it's mostly our bad thinking, bad way of understanding. So that is the first thing. That means changing the way how we look at it, maybe the change in the way, changing the object. Second is, suppose you sadly not able to make it, then the Buddha said, then what you are supposed to do? You need to look at the bad consequences of this kusala experience. How to do it? Now take that dessert experience. Okay, I can eat it, but I have to look at tomorrow also, right? What will happen to me tomorrow? Maybe I have to think about my regular checkup also, right? I have to think about my health also. So you are looking at it from a larger, broader perspective. That's the second. And then suppose someone is not going to be able to understand this from that point. Right? Still coming up with, akusala, vitakka level. At that point, the third approach should come in. What's the third approach? Third approach is going to look at the source of that akusala experience, the akusala. Why is it coming to me? Why is this bothering to me? When you get angry, are you always going back to the source of anger? Why did I become angry? Why did I become jealous? Why do I have this one time to time? Check the source. That's the third one. Third methodology, which the Buddha says in the Vitakka Santana Sutta, means Majjhima Nikaya 20. That sometimes there are people even who cannot even find out the source. It's like you looking at some information on the internet. You are trying to look it up, but you can't find it out. In the same way, you are trying, why I'm getting angry? I can't find out what the reason. Then at that point, the Buddha said, then you have to calm down a certain thing. What are you supposed to calm down? You are supposed to calm down your thought conditioning, thought process. How to calm down the thought process? At that point, you need a certain, anapanasati meditation, a very quick anapanasati meditation. Deep breath, and then you are watching your own breath. That helps you. But there are people who are even not making progress at this point. And then the Buddha says, if this person is going to be is already a monk at that point, that person has to become hard on that, clench one's teeth, and then I'm not going to make it happen. But that's not going to work as a practical method. But clenching one's teeth and then trying to determine oneself that I'm not going to be bothered by this akusala vitakka. So the Buddha talks about 5 types of five ways to work with akusala vitakkas. Now, once again, I'm going to ask, what is a vitakka? I just explained to you. What is a vitakka?
The thoughts you're thinking, Bhante.
No. Thought is with chitta. Thought is chitta. Vitakka, vichara, support chitta to function. So then vitakka means?
Reasoning.
You're not thinking.
No, reasoning is a further activity in the thought process. We call it vitakketi. But here, this is called vitakka, normal vitakka, general vitakka. This vitakka means?
Not thinking.
Okay, now we are going to look at different perspectives of this thinking. Now, thinking is...
Sorry, Bhante, I didn't get the number 5 just now.
Number 5 is a worst case scenario for a for taking care of akusala thoughts, actually, getting rid of akusala thoughts. It said that clenching one's teeth, trying to become very hard on, I'm not going to make this happen, I'm not going to give a space for this akusala vitakka to happen. But it's not a very healthy thing. Maybe Buddha told that to someone, don't do the akusala, at least try to clench your teeth. At least you have certain inspiration. Anyways, so vitakka, vichara are what do you call internal activities of thinking. Internal activities of thinking. Thinking is the outside thing that you have. Chitta cannot think, or chitta cannot give you the thinking without the support of vitakka and vichara. So you could say, placing the mind or placing the thought. Vitakka helps you to take the object. Vitakka helps chitta to take the object. Vitakka helps your thought to take the object. Now you know that because you are thinking, your thoughts can take different objects, right? What are the objects you can take with your thoughts?
Good, bad.
No. What? Good, bad, they are the quality of your thoughts. I'm asking. Now, because you can think at this point, what are the objects from outside that can come to your thinking? Now you are here now. What kind of objects that can come to your thinking? There are only six kind of objects that can come to your thinking.
Six
The six
sensory.
base
You are here now.
concepts.
You are here now. Right? You are here wherever you are now. What kind of objects that can come to your thinking? Six. Either a sight, sound,
sound,
smell,
taste,
taste,
yeah.
touch,
Smell.
or a thought. Right?
The six
That thought
senses.
is a different level of thoughts. We call it a coordination level of other objects. Then when the objects are coming to your thoughts, the way how you are going to perceive these thoughts will create good and bad quality of thoughts. Okay, that good and bad quality will come the way how you perceive these external objects. Now we are talking when the thought is experiencing, the chitta, the thought is experiencing external six objects. The chitta cannot do it alone. Chitta needs some support. Who is supporting the chitta to embrace or to reject these external objects? There are two supporters, two things, vitakka and vichara.
Vichara.
So vitakka and vichara, they are natural, automated activities that are helping chitta to take the objects, good in a good way or bad way. So vitakka in that context means with the supportive for the thought to take the objects. But chitta is not happy just to take a thought, just to take an object. Chitta wants more things. That means chitta wants to navigate. It's like that. Yeah, then vichara helps chitta to navigate, explore that particular object. Now say for instance, the chitta with the support of vitakka is having a sight, somebody's image, somebody's sight. But chitta wants to explore more and more. What is this? Have I seen this before? How to compare this thing with another person, another place? Then chitta cannot do that alone with the vitakka. Chitta needs support. Then who supports chitta to do that exploration, navigation? Vichara. This is how vitakka vichara support chitta to experience the six external objects. Okay, now I think now you understand the vitakka part. Now we are going to understand the Girimānanda Sutta's vitakka part, because the Buddha here says, when anyone in one's own life is managing or dealing with the akusala vitakkas, because vitakka can come in both ways. Sometimes this, support that the chitta is getting from vitakka can be an akusala support.
Yes.
Now, in our life, sometimes people are supporting us for the akusala things. Can you think about an example? You are such a good person, but time to time there are people who are bad mouthing about others to you, right? Time to time they are talking to us and they are saying these people are bad, right? This can happen, but we are good people. So that means this vitakka is not always giving us the kusala support. Sometimes this vitakka is taking us to the akusala objects. So that is the point where the Girimānanda Sutta mentions that when the vitakka is taking you to an akusala level of experience, you need to be careful about it. And then the Buddha says, vitakka can give you 3 akusala experiences. If it is a bad akusala experience, vitakka is normally morally neutral, but time to time it can be an akusala vitakka, it can be a kusala vitakka. Now here in the Girimānanda Sutta, sometimes this the vitakka support that is given to the chitta can be an akusala support, akusala coordination to the object. Then there are 3 akusala objects that can, make vitakkas: kama, vyapada, and vihimsa. Kama vitakka means a vitakka support to the thought, from a sensual experience, right? Actually, we are getting it all the time, right? Depending on our Dhamma journey. We are having it time to time. What is a good example for that? Now, we understand vitakka helps chitta, thought, to take the objects, external objects. Sometimes this vitakka is not helping thought, chitta to take the kusala objects. They are taking the akusala objects. One is a sensual pleasure object. But sensual pleasures are not bad. But the problem is sometimes people don't understand how to wisely use them. Right? So the first thing is kama vitakka. Then the second is vyapada vitakka. Vyapada means, what does vyapada mean?
Will.
Vyapada means ill will. Sometimes when you are with akusala, that vitakka is bringing you to certain objects that give you an ill will. Ill will means,
Vyapada.
ill will means vyapada. Vyapada means, I'm asking, what is ill will?
Anger.
No. Ill will is a
You will-
expanded version of anger, code. Ill
Bad.
will means thoughts of destroying other people, other sentient beings, including yourself. Self-sabotage onto sabotaging others. Not even others' body, others' reputation, others' credits, character assassinations, bad mouthing, they all carry a certain amount of ill will. Are we struggling with that time to time? Or are we very good? We are having good will all the time. Ill will. We have good will, metta all the time. Or is metta and very effortful activity? So that means time to time, if we don't understand our vitakkas, ill will is naturally coming out. Our Dhamma practice one day has to become an effortless practice. Currently, most of our practices are very effortful activities. Whenever we want to be good, We go to the retreat and we become good, and at the end of the retreat, we come back home very nice, then fall back to the earth by night. And we become all the, I don't want to say XYZ people. But the real level, the ideal level of our practice is we have to become good people effortlessly. Now, this is a very, rubric word here. Travel effortlessly. Right? Practice Dhamma effortlessly, not with a lot of efforts. With efforts, many people can become good people. But without the effort, people go back to the default level. They are not good people at that time.
Good all
That's
the
the time
time.
Huh?
Good all the time.
It has to be natural, not that you try to become. Now we are, a lot of people, they are trying to become. They're trying to become wholesome. No, I mean, if you have a good practice, you naturally think good thoughts. You naturally do good activities. The metta is not something you want to do. It is always with you. You talk to people with metta, naturally. That is
Effortless.
the ideal level, effortless practice. An effortless Dhamma practice. That's why here, some people, they go through this Vyapada Vitakka. That means time to time, their vitakkas become very demonized, very devilish at that point. Their vitakkas are not going to be favorable to them. Those vitakkas are always telling them to, hey, bad mouth, don't accept other people's achievements. Don't be happy with other people's happiness. So they are getting bothered by these things. But they don't know, what they don't have is a very basic level of state of mind. What is that? When you have ill will, what you are not practicing at that point, what you are lacking at that point. It is the third Brahma Vihara. What is it? Mudita. You are always saying metta, karuna, mudita, upekka. But what is always not having with you is also metta, karuna, mudita, upekka. Depending on the people. Why mudita is going away from me? Because I haven't understood how to practice mudita. Not that I try to load myself with metta, karuna, mudita. So then if somebody has mudita, vyapada vitakka cannot arise. Then third bad vitakka is, let's see here, vihimsa. Vihimsa, what does vihimsa means?
Cruelty.
I know Indian society in the last 2 centuries,
Non-violence.
there was somebody who was talking ahimsa philosophy. Gandhi, the Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy, that was the one which captured the Indian society.
Non-violence.
Non-violence.
But we understand that the Buddha was always talking about vihimsa. Vihimsa means you are not even having any thoughts to disturb other people. So just think about today. How many people you disturb today? Huh? Did you just meddle with other people's problem without any, Did you disturb other people? How not to disturb other people? Tell me. Or telling somebody that, I'm such a very noisy person, put a label on your room so I won't disturb you. Send me a reminder, I won't disturb you. Is it how we are going to be good people? By becoming such people? How not to become somebody who does not disturb other people. Vihimsa means disturbing other people initially and then torturing other people, bullying other people. It can vary to many other states. Can we do it in one day? No, we have to fix our thoughts. Always trying to be courteous and understand how to work with other people. The biggest problem in many people's life, how to deal with other people in the house, at work, on the road, and in many other places. Because we always would like to put our agenda in their agenda, is it? We're putting our agenda in their agenda. Then they become, what is this? We are like I'm like a fish out of the water now. What you are talking here. This is the problem. So that means we cannot understand how to work with other people. That is what we call not disturbing other people. That doesn't mean that we have to always become submissive to other people. We have to work with other people, find how to negotiate with other people properly in the best possible way. Okay, so the Buddha said this vitakka, which is supporting the chitta to take the external 6 objects, can be akusala time to time, maybe most of the time. So then what to do? There are 5 things we can do. Let's go and check it out. These 5 things that you are supposed to do. Uppannam kama vitakkam. Okay. Uppannam kama vitakkam. Nadivaseti, number 1. Pajahati, number 2. Vinodit, number 3. Vyanti karudi, number 4. Anubhava, number 5. Okay. If you have been unsuccessful in terms of your akusala vitakkas so far, don't worry. Maybe you have not studied these 5 activities. You don't know these 5, so you were unsuccessful in dealing with those akusala vitakkas. Today you are learning, so you have no lame excuses next time. Number 1 is, okay, now kama vitakka has arisen, okay? This lust experience has arisen. What are you supposed to do? Nadivaseti. Okay, interesting. Adivaseti. Have you found out this Pali word before? Okay, this font is very big. Adivaseti. This is the opposite. Huh? Adivaseti. Has anybody found out this word in your practice anywhere? Adivaseti. Because this is Nadivaseti.
Is it in the
Somewhere, definitely, it's somewhere. How many of you have done the Buddha Puja so far? Buddha Puja. Do you do Buddha Puja every day? Do you offer things to the Buddha every day? Do you join the Buddha Puja in the temples?
Yeah,
Do you read the Buddha Puja gathas from the chanting book?
Adivase to know Bhante.
Oh, Bhante.
See, you found it.
Adivasi
Yes. See, we are trying to connect these Pali words into our daily chanting. When we are offering flowers, actually mostly food actually. Adivasi tuno bhante, paniyam parikappit, bhojanam parikappit. Then, panakam parikappita. Adivasi means the Buddha, please tolerate this offering, because I know that you are always offered by many people. Please kindly tolerate this offering. Right? Adivasi means tolerance. Tolerance. So, now why is Adivaseti here? When the kama vitakka is arising, don't tolerate it. This is the only place where the Buddha said, don't practice patience. Very interesting, huh? Now, Buddha is always saying, be patient, be patient, be patient. But when the akusala vitakka is coming to you, don't tolerate it. Nadivase. Number 1 is, actually, most of the akusalas are giving us a very hard time because we tolerate the akusala experience. Tell me how people do it. Now, say for instance, you are almost going to badmouth about somebody, say something bad about somebody. Then, if you think that this is bad, no, I should not talk about it. Then somebody, it's okay, spit it out, don't worry, spit it out, only 4 people here, don't worry. We don't tell anybody. It's like they are creating the akusala space at that point. But why do I have to spit it out here? I don't want to spit it out. I'm here. I don't want to bring that up. Why you don't tolerate it? The only place where the Buddha talks not to tolerate when the akusala experience arises. Then that's the first activity you are supposed to do. That means the first thing is don't tolerate when the akusalas. Then number 2 is pajahati. Pajahati means
malicious?
Now, when you don't tolerate, then give it up. Why to carry it? Right? When you don't tolerate it, why to carry it? Right? Say, for instance, you don't tolerate, but still you're carrying that. It is not necessary. So give it up. You need to give it up. But the problem is how to give it up. What makes you to give it up? That's a very interesting question. In order to give it up, you have to go back that this is an akusala experience. I have to give it up because it's akusala. That's where you are going to put in your trust. That trust helps you to give it up. Otherwise, everybody will say, give it up. But every time you go to a Dhamma talk, they always say, give it up. Why to give it up? What is the basis for me to give it up? Because it's akusala. If it is akusala, then I have to give it up. Right? So always go back to the base. Number third is vinode. Vinodeti means, this is another Pali interesting word. Nudati. The Pali word nudati, I'll write it here. Nudati. Nudati means dispel. Now in Pali, Vinoda, V-I-N-O-D-A, which is another form of this word, means enjoy, having fun. Vinoda means, like we see it in many places in the text. How does that enjoyment, having fun kind of thing, come into Vinoda? Whenever people are having some enjoyment, what are they doing? Tell me. What are they doing? They are releasing. If you look at it from a neuro perspective, they understand you are releasing lots of dopamine, and those neurochemicals, right? Right? You look at it in the same way. You are bodily, you are releasing unnecessary stress and all that. So we know that means you are particularly dispelling certain what you call unnecessary mental stress. You could go into a very thorough understanding, but then how does it connect to Vinodeti? The Buddha said you have to dispel. You didn't tolerate it, you tried to give it up, and now you're going to dispel it because you don't need to have it. That's a third activity you're supposed to do. Fourth one. Bhante karoti. Now we understand karoti, no problem. Karoti means do. But what is bhante? Bhante. What does bhante mean? Bhante? Bhante means end it, wrap this up, wind it up. Don't keep it up. Right? There are things in our life that we have to keep up. But there are a lot of things that we don't have to keep up. We have to wind them up. We have to end them. They are not necessary. I mean, this is more about those akusala vitakkas. It can be a karma, it can be a vyapad, it can be a means. Think about a moment that you felt in the past. You want to disturb somebody. You want to bully somebody. You want to give some stress to somebody. Well, yeah, there are some people who, I mean, in today's world, they are thinking that when they are so frustrated on a particular day, they are trying to send some stress balls to you, anger balls, stress balls. They throw that ball to you. And the more that they are passing that, throwing that ball, they are very happy because they threw the stress to somebody that they know. Right? So this is also vihimsa vitakka. Right? So kama vitakka, that means a vitakka about lust, unnecessary obsessive sensual pleasures. And then vyapada vitakka means a vitakka about destroying other people, not even their life, but also their everything. And then a vitakka about bullying, torturing other people. Is that happening most of the time in today's world? Are people torturing others emotionally, mentally? Is it happening?
Cyberbullying, social bullying.
Yeah, cyberbullying, emotional bullying, torturing. Where is it happening? Is it happening from strangers or from the people that you are living with? Where is it happening? Where is the source?
So you know.
Which is very unpleasant in people's life. Is it
So that-
happening from the stranger? Is it happening from somebody
From
that you
people
know very
close to you.
close people?
Relationship.
So that means Vihimsa Vitak is a very living example in our life that many people who don't understand Dhamma, they are torturing others emotionally, right? Sometimes you can even torture somebody else by rushing them, right? Rushing other people, maybe not trying to have a good conversation with them, trying to, trying not to negotiate with them properly, right? There are many ways. Okay, so Bhante means end. That means you need to end this Kama Vitaka or Vyapada Vitaka or Vihimsa. Then last one, Anabhavam Gameti. Anabhavam means? Anabhavam? Anubhavam means cessation. Cessation. Now we know this Pali word cessation, that means nirodha. Another word is nirodha. You have to have an utter cessation about this particular vitaka. Utter cessation. I would add another one, outright utter cessation. Because you don't have time to postpone it sometime. But sometimes we can postpone our vitakas, right? Let's say you getting a bad message from somebody, maybe bad email. Maybe someone is going to comment you without constructive criticism. How do you respond? Are you supposed to respond very fast? No, you postpone the response to tomorrow. When you postpone it tomorrow, you have a good mind, you look at it differently. Yeah? But when the Kama Vitaka, Vyapada Vitaka, Vihimsa Vitaka arise, most of the time, you may not be able to postpone it all the time. You may perhaps do an utter cessation, trying to cease it.
Yeah.
That is what that is the ideal level of this, what you call pahāna removal. Okay, so let's take a look back again of the paragraph here with all this information. Now we just discussed. Now, when the Kama Vitaka is arisen, you are supposed to do these 5 things. Adivaseti, Pajahati, Vinodeti, Vyanti Karoti, Anubhavam. When the Vyapada Vitaka about ill will is arisen, then you are going to do the same 5 efforts. I think you have to start from the first one. Or don't pick up the 4th one and then go to the first one. First one is first, then second, third. It's a very gradual way to deal with these akusala vitakas. A lot of Dhamma practices are very gradual. You cannot cherry pick the one that you want. Don't try to pick one over the other one. There's a certain, it's like the Noble Eightfold Path. Some people try to jump into the right mindfulness, satipatthana. You can't do that because there are other 6 Noble Path factors you should have practiced earlier. And then third one is when the Vihimsa Vitaka, a vitaka about torturing, disturbing, bullying other people is arisen, you are going to do the same 5 things one by one. And finally, what the Buddha says, Uppanuppanne papake akusale dhamme. Not even that, not even these 3. Let's go back to translation. You can see here, it hasn't given properly. Whenever akusala thoughts are arisen, uppanuppanne, uppanne. Whenever akusala vitakas are arisen, at different times, at each time, you are supposed to practice this 5 type of process to, what you call, remove those things. This is called pahāna sanya. That means whenever you are sick mentally, physically, you can think about how to remove my akusala vitakkas. That is by practicing these 5 things. The more you understand that, the more you are able to put that into the practice. So that will help you to heal. Now, say for instance, you may be doing a lot of things as a normal Buddhist, chanting, Buddha Puja, and all these other normal activities. But there are certain things that you cannot share with other people, very private things. But those private things are really the problematic akusala things that are happening in your life. They are your akusala things. So at that point, let's say you are getting sick one day, or maybe you are not getting sick physically, but you are getting sick already in the mind. At that point, you are thinking that, no, I don't have to carry this akusala baggage in my life. I should not tolerate it. I have to give it up. I have to dispel it. I have to end it. I have to cease it properly. So when you bring in these 5 activities into those things, immediately you feel very relaxed, very released at that point. That release, that peace of mind is the health. Verily, it is the health at that point. All right, any questions about pahāna sanya, the 5th sanya which we discussed today?
Okay,
Bhante.
ask Bhante. Oh, sorry.
Okay, Bhante, I just like to ask, what is the difference ending and cessation? Isn't it the same?
Not necessarily. In English, you might see a little bit of similarity, but ending here, which means bhyanti, and anabhavam means cessation. Cessation is a it's a full it's an elimination. So sometimes we end it, but it will be starting over again. So we might end, but like it's just like a movie, It's ending and there is a very another starting happening. At least it's better, but cessation means a full ending. Maybe a
Full ending,
full maybe it's the permanent. It's just the end actually, real end.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
It's like we end our sutta study every Friday, but we are again starting movie Fridays. Anyways. Yes, yes. What's your question?
Like just now Bhante say we must be naturally good, like effortless effort. You mentioned, right, Bhante? But how to be naturally good when we are not naturally good? Like we
At this
still
point,
have to put effort.
no, at this point you might think so. You all might think so, but it is the ideal state of your spiritual journey. One day you have to bring it to that level. How to bring it to that level? Don't become lazy in your Dhamma practice. At the same time, don't become too excited about the Dhamma practice. Try to be somewhere in between. So different people will aim at different levels, but try to be in the middle. Tell me an example of these two. How does someone become very lazy in the Dhamma practice? When there is someone who is not consistently practicing Dhamma, this person can be lazy. That is a problem. Right? Then that person has to always bring lots of efforts to ignite, rekindle that Dhamma effort. Then what about the other side? The one who is overexcited about Dhamma practice, what is the problem with that person? What kind of experience is that person going through? This person always thinks learning is the only way to attain Nibbana. Yes, learning is necessary to a certain extent. But more than the learning, it is the
practice.
Yeah, but everybody is practicing. It is the
How did it-
successful incorporation of the knowledge into the practice is the ideal level. So at that point, this person is not become very excited. Look at a lot of people who have not even learned a lot of things in their life. I'm not trying to discourage you in learning. You have to learn. because you can learn. There are a lot of sources. But understand your transformation, growth happens not just because you are learning, but the moment or to the extent where you are able to incorporate them into your life. Say, for instance, you are looking at your akusalas vitakkas, kama, vyapada, vitakka in the past, maybe pancha nivarana in the past, 10 akusalas in the past. Now you are looking at you again. 10 years ago, I was less patient about everything in my life, but I think with the Dhamma activities, I have become more patient. But is this going to be an unchanging state of mind? No, I have to practice all the time. Otherwise, I might run out of my, patience. So you see that kind of develop. So never try to become very lazy or overexcited. And then you will find out this effortless state of practice. Otherwise, every time you have to have a very struggle since morning to evening. I have to do, otherwise I will do akusala, right? It has to come naturally.
Just now in the beginning, Bhante asked the question, what do you like to collect? For me, it's the YouTube video of Dhamma talk, which I can never finish because there's so many. But I feel good when collecting it because, like, it's
Yeah.
in my hands. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Maybe you are still learning, so it's okay, no problem. But where you are heading to by learning these things, so you have to create your own Dhamma practice, your own Dhamma journey at the same time. Otherwise, you are learning, no time to practice. That thing should not happen. While you are learning on this side, should be able to practice it in the best possible way. Those two things should happen in tandem, go together. Now what is happening, there are people who are not learning at all. That is one group. And the second group is they are learning but never practicing. The second group. Third group is learning and practicing together. I think that's the ideal, optimal one is the third one. Better.
Just one more question. Just now, Bhante mentioned about if we are having a hard time removing akusala, then there are 5 steps, right? But is that the yoniso manasikara? It's not there.
No, Yoniso Manasikara is the nature of all these 5 activities. Now, without Yoniso Manasikara, you cannot do any of these 5 things. But what did the Buddha do in that teaching is that sometimes, although we understand Yoniso Manasikara, what is Yoniso Manasikara? Go back to the source. Right?
So
Yoniso is go to the source.
Step 3, right, Bhante?
Yeah.
Look at the source.
Yeah,
Step 3.
3 is Yoniso Manasikara. But sometimes you understand when we teach Dhamma things, people don't understand the practical way to do it. People know the Dhamma concept. They know the Noble Eightfold Path, Four Noble Truths. When it comes to the practice, they might not understand. That's why the Buddha simplified that Yoniso Manasikara into 5 aspects, so people can think about what to do one by one. But any other questions for today? Yes.
Bhante,
Yeah, please go ahead.
Bhante, if someone wants to bring up a subject that I know I have nothing good to say, and I would tell the person, stop, do not talk about it. This one will fall under Adivasati or fall under Bhante. No tolerance under Adivasati, or is Bhante ended? Falls
Okay.
under which category?
Okay, before we try to find out where does it fall, it is better to deal with people differently. Now, the way how I deal with a good person who has no problem with me, and not the way I deal with someone who has some issues in his or her life, right? So everybody experiences from house, work, everywhere. So I think we have to kindly remember that person, that we don't have to discuss this topic. That
Yes.
would be a good reminder, not that, hey, stop. I don't want to listen. Why are you stopping me? I want to talk. I want to speak up. Right? So we have to kindly, very smartly deal with people. That part has to be done first. Then you think about the Dhamma part. First, right? That is how we are going to look at it.
Okay.
Number one is try to be very courteous and then very kind and very, smart in the practice. Yeah.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I have
yes.
another question if no one asks. Yeah. I have a relative who will dump like food stuff that she cannot finish because she's scared that she will create bad karma by throwing away the food. So she will give me the bad vegetables, the bad fruits, so in the end I will also throw it away because it's bad. So my daughter actually asked who gets the bad karma. Is it the relative who put the food in my fridge or me? Because I throw it away. I don't know you
Yeah.
understand not Bhante.
Yeah, I do understand. More, okay, very interesting. More than the bad thing, more than finding the perpetrator in the scene, I would look at it this way. Now, the first thing is that your friend who doesn't like to throw away the bad vegetables and all these things and give it to you, and think about, does that person have metta for you? Why is she giving you bad vegetables, right? I don't think it's a nice thing. I like normally when good people are going to give away things, have to check the expiry date. Where is the expiry date? Where is it? And then just because those people have a problem with the greed, they cannot let go, so they give it to some other people. It's not done actually. So that's why the Buddha said in many suttas, when you give something, you can give anything, but consider time to time, give something new to other people. I take this example. Someone is going to give a shirt to somebody. The shirt is already used. Yeah, you can give it to you. What you call clothing bank also. But there's somebody else who is going to buy a new shirt from a shop. It involves some money. These two are donations, right? But where is the greed happening for the most part in these two examples? Is it giving the used shirt or buying the new shirt from the shop? Which one has more greed involved?
Giving
Maybe the
old-
challenge, sorry, not the good word. Challenge of giving.
giving
The
the
challenge
old, sorry.
Mm.
Giving the
giving
new
the
one to
old
me.
one is not a very big challenge.
Yeah.
Not a
New
very
one.
big challenge. But giving the new one, you are thinking, my hard-earned money, why am I giving this to this person? You are thinking a little bit more that experience. Then the Buddha said, this is the very important thing, because then by that kind of giving, you are creating an opportunity, a golden opportunity to get rid of your lobha. Now your friend, looking at this, what do you call, expired stuff, bad stuff, it's not a good idea. Probably she is not very understood about what she is doing. She only looks at, I should not waste even the bad vegetables, right? This might be why she's giving. But you, as an educated person, you don't have to consume these bad vegetables. You don't want to get sick. You don't want to eat. You can have your own vegetables, and then you're going to throw it away. Actually, not even you. Many people are doing that. So the bad karma is not attached to the giving part, but that your friend is having a problem in her life. The problem is that she has not been able to let go of the thoughts of what you call disposing the expired stuff in her household. This is her problem.
It's actually a
Maybe
relative Bhante, and she will come and put in my fridge without me knowing sometimes. Yeah. Like she
Yeah.
just carried from her fridge to
I
my
think
fridge.
probably you can have a kind conversation with this relative because yeah, I mean that is the good thing because because your fridge is not for this stuff. You can
This
have
is
a good
like an
conversation.
auntie Bhante.
Yeah, whoever is going to come and open
Like
your
higher
get
level.
your
Uh,
stuff. But yeah,
sounds like my sister.
yes,
My
what I'm
sister
saying
does
is
that. My sister does that too. What she doesn't need, she will bring to my house
Ah,
quietly. After she leaves, I see, hey, I get this something here, another thing here, which I do not need. And I know she doesn't need, but why she dump to my house when I don't need it either?
yeah, and the other big problem here is that there are some other people, not even they coming and putting in your fridge, they are pushing you to eat that. Hey, don't waste it, huh? You have to eat it. This is more serious, right? And sometimes they are looking at you. Yeah, you can eat it. It may be expired, but it's in good condition. It's in the mint condition. MINT. Eat it, right? I think this is very bad. That means you are having vihimsa vitaka in a way. So I think in order to minimize these things, we have to do something. What can we do? Are we just tolerating these people's stuff? Maybe, as you said, when she left the stuff in your fridge, you're going to throw away because you are not eating it. Might be a good way. But if the person is somebody who you can have a conversation, you can kindly talk to this person and then ask this person that I'm not interested about these things. This is something we can do. But if you think this person is not up for a discussion, like that kind of a thought, perhaps you will dispose in your own way. Two ways to do it.
I actually say
Right.
my fridge is full.
I put it back into my sister's bag.
No, don't say your fridge is full. Say you're not gonna eat these things, right? Every time she's checking how full is your fridge and put those food into your fridge. Yes. All right. Any more questions? We'll take one more question if you have, and then we'll wrap this up today. Because that means some people even have loba in the dana practice. These are very good examples. Because that loba is not very visible, it's invisible. Now, normally we understand black and white loba people and dana people. In many people's life, they understand greedy people and generous people like black and white people. But sometimes there are those people, so-called donors, who seem to be donors, but they have the loba behind their activity. So I think this is a very good example. These two examples, this is happening.
If I tell you the background, Bhante, you'll be even more shocked because she's a Dharma teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't
It's
have
quite
to
sad.
insult anybody. But what I'm trying to see is that this is happening. I mean, even if we have it, we have to dispel it. The problem is that this person cannot let go the greed related to that particular thing that she or he bought from the places.
No, she says she doesn't want to create bad karma by throwing away the food.
I think I had to address that point too. Throwing away the food. Does throwing away the food create bad karma? What food are we supposed to throw? If the food is stale already,
We throw.
so are we going to give to somebody else?
No, we throw.
I don't think we're supposed to give to somebody. Even we are not supposed to feed animals nowadays, some places. In Canada, we are highly warned by the city governments, don't feed these animals because if you feed them, they will get used to it. Whenever you are not in the house, they will come to your house. In the winter, they will die in your house, maybe in your garden. So I mean, that means even the stale food should not be given to the animals too. So that means if the food is expired stale, better to throw away.
Yeah.
There's no problem in the Buddhism.
Correct.
Yeah, that is the understanding.
That's the right practice.
Yes.
Bhante,
Okay, with
please.
this question, we will finish. Yes, Barbara. Yeah.
Yeah, I will give a good suggestion to them, like, let's make a compost out of it. So from the compost, you can regenerate some good energy, and then something useful that you can give to your plants. So the plants can take it, it germinates.
Creating what you call organic fertilizer. But I don't, it's a good idea if you have a big land. But mostly nowadays people live in very short, what you call very small areas, apartments, small houses.
No, we can
But
put in the pot, grow in the pots. We can still grow vegetables in the pots, big pots, small pots.
you can
I make into
educate.
compost, but not my relative. Yeah, she
Yeah.
doesn't. She says it's a
Maybe
waste. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you can consider helping her understand if she is willing to understand. Otherwise, yeah. All right, we are now going to transfer the good karmas to the departed ones and the devas. May all the good karmas we've been making today, by understanding the pahāna sanya, the fifth sanya, in terms of healing from the sicknesses, be transferred to all the departed ones. May all the departed ones be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Idam me ñāti nang huntu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang huntu sukhita huntu ñātayo. Idam me ñāti nang huntu sukhita huntu ñātayo. At the same time, may all Deva, Naga, Mahika be well and happy. May they share all these good karmas. May they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. May they in particular bless our Dhamma journeys to become seamless, consistent Dhamma journeys. Finally, may Deva, Naga, Mahika also attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sambasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sambasang patti siddhya. Ittavata cha amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu Sabbasang Patti Siddhya Akasattha Chibhumattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Sasanang Akasattha Chibhumattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhang Sanang Akasattha Chibhumattha Devanaga Mahindika Punyantang Anumuditva Chirang Rakhang Tumang Paranti Chirang Rakhang Tuman Sadati. Finally, we are making the Dhamma wish. Our Dhamma wish is to be surrounded with Kalyana Mitras all the way to Nibbana. Kalyana Mitras are essential in our Dhamma practice. Solo practice is not always easy, it's challenging. So we are wishing more Kalyana Mitras in our Dhamma journey. May we be always in the accomplishment of Kalyana Mitras, noble friends. Imina punya kammene mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yavani nibbana patya. Finally, may all the good karmas we be making today by learning about pahāna sanya, removal, how to remove kama vitakka and vyapada vitakka and vihimsa vitakka. May all these good karmas be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu. Abhivadana siddhis nichang vardha prachahino chattaru dhamma vardhanti ayuvanno sukhang balam ayurarogya sampatti sakka sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti iminati samicchatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With that blessing, wishing you a good night. See you Friday at the same time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you, Bhante.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Bhante.
Bhante.
Sadhu,
Good
sadhu,
night,
sadhu.
Good night,
Bhante.
everybody.
you,
Good night.
Bhante.
See
Good
you next
night.
week.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante. Good night,
Thank
Bhante.
you, Bhante.
Good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Yes.
May you all be happy, healthy, and blessed always. Bye.
Yes. Thank
You
you.
same to
Sadhu.
you.
you.
Same to you, sir.
Bye bye. Bye, Sun.